All right, this is Christine Austin L, and I have Michelle Jefferson. We're going to do a little bit of role playing on telesales. All right, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Michelle.
Yes.
Hey, Michelle, this is Christine. I'm just giving you a quick call back here regarding this insurance information that was requested in your name. Is this just for you or for you and your whole family?
Insurance thing. What company is this?
Okay, well, this is the insurance information that was filled out online. I can't really tell if it was from Facebook, Instagram, or where, but it was definitely done online. And this, again, is in regards to a form of life insurance. So, again, are you looking for just yourself or for you and your family?
Um, I think I was probably just looking for myself.
Okay, all right, very well. And so this is pretty simple because we do have a variety of different types of insurance. So, do you have any other insurance set up that we can work with?
No, I don't have any insurance.
Okay. All right. So that makes sense why we got this request. Okay. Very well. So it's pretty simple, Michelle. Again, my name is Christine, and all I'm going to do is just ask you a couple questions so that I can figure out exactly what it is that you need. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So have you thought about how, well, I'm sorry, let me back up. Let me verify the information that I received first. We do have your date of birth here as 11/29/1973. Is that accurate?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and then the address is showing 123 Smith Street. I know sometimes online it can pop up an old address, but is this where you live today?
Oh yeah, that's my address.
All right, very good. Very good. So again, thinking about being that you have no life insurance at all, the first thing that we should look for is going to be something to take care of your final arrangements like a cremation or burial. Have you thought about how you want it to be handled?
Not really. Probably a cremation.
Probably cremation. Okay. Well, typically thinking like the last loved one that had passed away, did they do burial or cremation?
No, it was
It
cremation.
was a cremation. Okay. All right. It was
Yeah, everybody's doing cremations now. That everything is too high. Just bury. Just put me in there and say their goodbyes. I don't want a whole drawn out service.
okay. All right. Very well. I completely understand that. My family's been doing cremation for over 10 years, so that's just what we do. But we also do a viewing before the cremation. So is that something that you want me to look into for you? Or do you want just a direct cremation, which means wherever it is that you pass away, the funeral home will come, take your body, cremate it, and that's it?
No, I do want to, and just so my family can say goodbye.
Okay, so we want a small memorial. Okay, fair enough. Um, and right now, are we married or single?
I'm married.
You're married? Okay. And so, your husband, he already has life insurance?
He has it with his job.
Okay. And what's his name?
Greg.
Greg? All right. And does Greg need to be on this line to hear the information before you make any kind of financial decisions?
No.
All right. So, in other words, we find a program that meets your needs as well as affordable for you that you qualify for. You're not going to say that you need to talk to Greg before you sign up.
No. I'll just let him know what I have.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure because we're so behind. I don't want to take the time and go over it for you to tell me at the end you got to talk to him. We can just set up an appointment. So I just wanted to make sure that was it's definitely an option. Okay.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even want to talk about this. So I know he's not gonna even want to have an appointment. So it's fine.
Okay. All right. Very well. And while I'm looking up your information, I am going to look up his information for you because most people don't understand that those job life insurance, they don't count when it comes to government. It doesn't count. And the reason it doesn't count is because you don't have control or he does not have control over that life insurance. So if his job just decides, hey, you know what, we're sick of participating in this life insurance, they could just cancel it and there's nothing you can do. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So that means that if he dies before you, you're stuck. So I'll just look at something, small for him as well, just so that you know what you're dealing with, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And what's his date of birth? So I'll just pull them up together.
7/20/78.
Okay, all right. Now, the next thing I need to know, what is your height and weight?
I'm about 5'5", 150 pounds.
All right. And what is his height and weight?
Oh, he's about 6'1", and he's about 201.
Okay, perfect. Now, looking at your health and your husband's health, I need to know if either of you ever had any health issues, any like surgeries, any COPD, emphysema, liver disease, kidney disease, heart attacks, any strokes, any aneurysms, thyroids, high blood pressure, diabetes. What is going on, or what has been going on in you guys' life? Anything at all?
No, for me, I haven't had anything. I mean, I had something going on, but the doctors really don't know what it is. They think it might be an autoimmune deficiency, but nothing like, major. I just, every blue moon I'll get a flare up here and there, but nothing like with the heart or anything.
Okay. Well, truth be told, the autoimmune issue is serious. That actually is serious because, yeah, that's your whole immune system. So,
Well, they didn't even put it down really in my medical records as an auto. That's just kind of what they told me, but it's like unknown.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll table that.
Treatment for my symptoms.
All right. I'll table that. I'll put it down, but I won't put it down, if that makes sense. Because if something happens where you're declined coverage, that means that they did put it down. Okay. So I won't put it in the system. But again, if you are turned down by coverage, that's probably why. So now what's going on with Greg? Anything at all?
No, he has some back issues, but nothing serious.
Okay. Does he take any pain meds or ever taken any pain meds, any codone, anything like that from the doctor? Any prescriptions at all for that pain?
Like 800 Motrin.
Just Motrin? Okay, cool. That's good. All right. And then are either one of you guys smoker of tobacco or cigars?
He is. He smokes cigars.
Okay. Either one of you guys smoke marijuana? Medically or non-medically, eat it, smoke it? Any marijuana users?
No.
Okay. Either one of you guys ever have any felonies?
No.
Okay, awesome. All right, this is good. Now, I also want to ask about your driving record, and I know that might seem a little extra, but some of these companies will really give you a nice discount if, in fact, you don't have any driving records, meaning that, you didn't have any, your license has not been suspended or revoked for any reasons, no DUIs, and not more than 2 speeding tickets in the last 2 years. Are you guys good with that?
Good. He's the one that can't drive.
Okay. Okay. So he's the one with the driving record?
Yeah, his license has been suspended like twice.
Okay. That is definitely good to know. So we will not, again, because there's so many different plans and I have access to all of them. I just want to make sure that I am putting you guys in the best situation so that we can get you qualified, okay? Especially being that
he's good now. They're not suspended now. It was like 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's the last. He's had his license back for the last 4 years.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's good. He's good. All right, perfect. I still want to. I'm gonna put it down on my sheet just so that I know, and we'll move forward from there. All right, very well. So then the last thing that I want to know is affordability. Right? We all know what we can spend from month to month because most of us are working with the same income every month. So how much are we able to actually contribute to your life insurance every single month? Are we looking at $200 to $300 a month for both of you? $100 to $200? Do I need to stay right at $100?
Well, I'm not sure. How much does it cost?
It's going to depend. I asked the health and the age, but I put the information right in my system. However, it does ask me for a dollar amount range because it's just going to pull up all the numbers, and that doesn't make sense for, we'll be here all day looking at a bunch of numbers and prices. So I need to know what a range is so that I can tell you how much coverage I can give you. So we're looking at $200 to $300, $100 to $200, or right at about $100.
I wasn't looking to spend more than $100 on it because I'm gonna be paying for it myself. I don't really want to have my husband try to pay for it. I don't, he usually takes care of the household things and the extra things I take care of. So, yeah, I don't want to spend more than $100.
Okay. And so just thinking about that, like even in like spending, we're not really spending this $100. I mean, I know it's something that's going to be gone out of your bank account, but this is really investing in the future, right? So if you get sick or hurt, any type of terminal illness, it's actually money that would be able to come back to you to help you with that situation. But then when you die, not to leave a burden, right? So I think whenever I hear people tell me I don't want to spend it, I think like, oh, that's like going grocery shopping, or, because I can't stand spending the money on food anymore, or, going and buying shoes that are, more expensive than what they used to be. Like this is an investment. So when you think about it like an investment, is that 100 still, is that comfortable, or should we look at something lower?
Right now, something probably lower.
Okay. Because I want to make sure that, birthdays come up, situations, somebody needs to borrow a couple dollars. You're not going to call and say, I need to cancel my life insurance because I need to help my sister, brother, or cousin, right?
No, no, I want to make sure because like I said, I don't have anything. At least he has something with his job. That's why I said probably under $100 because it's something that I'm gonna have myself. I don't want to have my husband try to, I want to be able to afford it myself without getting help or asking him to, contribute to it.
Absolutely.
So I want to make that, yeah.
Okay. All right. So while we were talking, I went ahead and pulled up 3 quotes for you. Now, it looks like here, based on your age, right, you're at a tender 49 years young. You're about to be 50 years old, which is good that you're getting it before you turn 50. So right now I'm looking at, and these are numbers I'm throwing out of my head. So for the recording, these are not actual numbers. So what I'm looking at is $50,000 for you is going to run you about $42 a month. And then I also have for your husband a $10,000 policy that's going to run you about $17 a month. That way you can still have a little bit for him, but you have the bulk for yourself because he does have life insurance right now. Make sense?
Oh, yeah. That's not bad. Okay.
Yeah. So we're looking at what, about $67, $70 for both you guys? Is that going to?
Oh, that's great.
Okay. And I can still bring that 50 down to 40,000 just to give you a little more room, and it'll take you, that second quote, take you right about $60 a month.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you want me to stay more at the 60, or is that 75 okay?
No, I think the 75 is good.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to need a few things from you. If you could go ahead and grab your banking information, your photo ID. All right. And then I do need your doctor's name and phone number if you have that somewhere. Most people have it like in their phone. I'm going to go ahead and get the system set up, and we're going to get you taken care of.
Okay. I have to find my routing and account. Now, you said my routing and account number, or I can't give you my debit card?
No, actually, in order to get this price, you need your bank account information. I apologize. I should have asked you that in the beginning. I kind of assumed because you were so young that you had a checking and a savings. Do you have a checking and a savings account?
Oh, yeah, I do. I just have to, I have to look it up on my phone.
Okay, no problem. I have time because, again, I have to pull up the information on the screen. So while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and enter the information that I have off of the form that I already verified. And we'll start with you. And then let me know once you get that information pulled up. And I'm keying in the app.
Yeah, I have it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead. What's the name of your bank?
PNC.
All right. So that routing number is 043000096.
How did you know?
Because everybody got PNC. All right. Perfect. Now go ahead with the account number.
1234567
Okay, great. Now for the training of this video, I write everything down on my quote sheet. Clearly, I'm not at that banking information yet. That's all the way at the end of the app. Do y'all know why I asked for that banking information right now?
Yeah.
Why?
Make sure they're not using a credit card, going to jack the say I'm not giving you my account or get ugly with it.
That part. I'm not going 30 more minutes into a presentation to get to the end of that application for the banking for them to be like, oh, I don't have it. I need to find it. So I will get that banking information, get that photo ID information, and write it on my quote sheet. Get the doctor information, write it on my quote sheet before I ever get to it in the app. That way I can cut this time if I need to. Right? But I don't ask for it at the very, very beginning because I don't want to turn them off. We didn't get into anything yet. Like I didn't find the why yet. Right? So I'm not going to get all that up front for them to be like, I'm not giving you all that. I don't even know you. Click. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
So I get it in the middle. Now I'm going to go ahead and key in the application. I already got it written down. I can fill all that information in. I go through the medical questions. Okay, Michelle, I'm just going to, I'm going to go ahead and I've already asked you all the medical questions high level. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just clicking no on the major health issues here. But if I see something that I didn't ask, I'll mention it. Okay, so just give me a second while I just click on this. Oh, they're asking me on here, any drug or alcohol abuse in your past. I sorry I didn't mention that. Or HIV.
Oh, no.
Or HIV.
No.
Okay, great. And I'm just clicking the no all the way through. All right, now who do we want as our primary beneficiary? I don't want to assume it's going to be your husband, but is it going to be your husband?
Yes.
All right, so we already got Jefferson, and is his last name the same?
Yes.
I'm just going to go through. God forbid something happens to him before you. Who's going to be the next one in line to take care of this benefit?
My daughter.
Okay, what's her name?
Brianna.
What's her last name?
The same.
Okay, what's her date of birth?
8/24. Oh Lord, 2001. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Now it does say on the screen for her social security number, but we don't really need it, so I'm going to just bypass that unless you know it by heart.
No, I don't know it.
Okay, great. We're going to move past. I'm going to go ahead and use your address just to make it simple. So I'm copying your address for hers, and then now I'm going on to the next questions. All right, so I'm going to finish out the application. While I'm doing this mock presentation off cuff, I just thought about it. In the beginning, I do ask, are you able to receive text messages, and do you have an email? Of course, on the lead, it shows that, email. So we know that. So I don't have to ask that. But if I don't see if they have a text message or not, I'll ask now. So Michelle, are you able to receive text messages on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And I'm done. Like, literally, I'm done. I got all the information. I'm going to go ahead and send you over this email. I need you to go ahead and sign it. She signs it. And then I go ahead and I'm done. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. One thing that I definitely will mention is understanding, like, which carrier lets you do the email signatures, which carrier will let you do a text message, what carrier is complicated with email, which we know is mutual, that's, it's a little challenging. We need to know those things, right? Outside of that, that's the only reason why I don't tell them which carrier I'm going with until I got them approved. That's also why I said, okay, I could get you about $50,000 for about $73, right? So I'm giving a quote that's higher than the cheapest rate that I see on the screen. And I do that to give myself grace. So if they don't qualify for like a mutual that might be the cheapest, or Transamerica, which I may not want to deal with, and I end up having to put them with a Colombian or America or an Aetna, I have that extra amount within that quote to get the app done. Does that make sense?
Yes, but I have a question.
Go ahead.
Because that's the part I do struggle with when people are denied that transition. So I know I don't tell them either. Well, I do tell them before I get them approved.
You do tell them.
So how does that work? When you're putting it in there, you're keying it in there, they're doing that, say, with Move. You do the whole application, because that's the ones I always get denied for. You do the whole application, they get denied, and say you have to pivot to like Aetna.
Right.
So they've already done the signature. Now you have to get the security code for the next one. So how do you explain or transition that
Right.
process? Because
okay, Michelle.
I don't know.
So remember, Michelle, in the beginning, you said that, you may have that autoimmune. They talked about it, so it might not show up. So again, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with this policy. My job is to get you covered, right? Right. So
yes.
I'm going to go ahead and get you keyed in here. We're going to see in a few minutes, because this carrier does let us know like right away. In the event that they don't and you have to go to underwriting, what that means is there's something that's in your system that they got to dig into. So I'm going to jump to my next best carrier, because my job is to get you approved. Make sense?
Yeah.
So I let them know ahead of time, I'm shopping for you. Just like
Okay.
when you went online and you filled out this form, you filled out 5 other forms and you wonder why your phone is blowing up. But instead, if you would have just called me, I could do all the shopping. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shop for you. We don't have to hang up. I'm going to shop for you. I'm going to go to the next one. Now, with that carrier, I don't need your code. I can do the security code. I don't have to do the texting. I can do the security code. I already got your photo ID information.
Okay.
So their code is their photo ID, their driver's license number. So I don't have to send them anything else. And now that one was going to tell me approved or not right on the spot. Right?
Okay.
Now, if that one comes up declined, I'm going to say, Michelle, what has been going on? Because I know that you should have got approved with this carrier and it also declined you. The only way that I can get you covered is if we're being honest. So I need something. You've been prescribed. Something is in the system. Right? And then I may throw them to a prosperity because that's going to show me in the first set what medications they have. Like,
right.
What is this? And then I can Google the meds and see exactly what it is. Right? I've only had that happen one time in all this time, only once. And then she was like, oh, I forgot, some stuff.
Right.
And it was major. So I was like, okay, we need to go to Great Western or AIG because they needed to be guaranteed issue. I was still able to take care of it, but I was like, we can't keep jumping through all these carriers and you get declined. There's something major in your background. My job is to get you covered, and I can. But I just need to know the truth so I can get you the right quotes and the right prices. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But I pivot because I fill everything out on my quote sheet. Everything. Whether I'm going for final expense, which I don't need the doctor's information. I don't need, the driver's license number. I don't need all, some of these things. But I get all of it because maybe I'll find out at the end that they could qualify for an IUL. I don't want to have to then go ask them for more information. It's like, oh, well, wait a minute. This is going to be a better fit for you. So get all the information. Then when you're keying in, because one carrier might ask for something more than another. Most of the carriers don't ask for a doctor's information for final expense. 1 or 2 of them do. Don't get caught up, and now you're like, oh, dang, now I got to call you and ask you for your doctor. Been there. I already did it. So that's why I updated this sheet to have like everything on it. Right? Get comfortable asking for all the information. So when you really need it, you don't have to start or forget to ask. Mortgage protection for term policies, you need all of that. You need the employer. You need, how long they've been there. You need to know what their annual income is. You need all of that.
So let me ask you a question because I'm thinking, because I have 2 people that I'm trying to get back on the phone that got denied, and I got them their new quotes for, and I see where I could have, made that transition a little smoother. But I'm trying to get them back on the phone to finish. So maybe I should get a security question, ask all of that up front.
All of it.
Because I have everything banking. Okay.
And again, you don't have to have a security question. The security question on the app is, where were you born? Some of them are, what's your date of birth? Others are, what's your photo ID, your state license ID number. You're getting all of that if you're filling out that form.
Right.
But you have to have that conversation. Like, listen, in the event that this comes back and it is not, see, okay, let me back up. Because I'm going to tell you, if I have a client that I'm putting in the system right now and it comes up underwriting, I'm automatically going to the next carrier. I'm looking for the approval. I'm going to the next carrier. I have it written on that money sheet. I went to Mutual, $50,000. This was the premium. And then I put a UW. Then I'm like, I'm jumping over here to Aetna. Because I know Aetna take a whole lot of people with a lot of medical conditions day one. Period. I'm going to Aetna. That's going to be a little less. Maybe. Depending on how I did my quote. Right? Might still be $50,000. Aetna. Okay, Michelle, you know what? We see here that the one carrier gave you, they're going to underwriting. Remember, I told you that might happen. But we're going to go ahead and jump over here to Aetna. But sometimes I just say to my next carrier, I'm going to put this through. I'm going to let you know what comes through. A lot of times that'll come up and say approved. So what you have to do at that point, call Mutual, pull the app. pull that app, because they may come back later saying that we approved them as modified, because I always, on the application, I always put allow them, accept a different policy. If they don't qualify for the preferred, accept another policy. And the reason why I do that is because I don't want it to show up in the system that they were declined coverage.
Oh, okay.
Because that shows up negative in their background.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So I select, go ahead and go to another product, and then I will call in and pull that out. Now,
Gotcha.
now it's not a negative on them. So when you get to one of those other carriers that says, have you ever been declined coverage? You don't have to say yes, because they were not declined.
Okay.
Right? They were not approved for that, but they were approved for another. But the decline mark didn't get set in the system.
Gotcha.
Right? So that's why it's like consistently I do the same system, same thing. They're not approved here, I'm jumping to the next one or to the next one. And it's like, okay, I got you approved here, right? But again, you got to make sure that you write it on a sheet. I messed up one time, and that's why I'm very, very careful now that I write everything down, because I did that before, and then I forgot to call in on the 2 carriers. The lady ended up getting approved for all 3, and her bank account got hit for all 3. This is why us life insurance agents have $1 million worth of insurance, E&O insurance, in case we mess up and get sued, right? But thank God, they called me immediately. It was like, not they, but she called me immediately and told me that they took out the payment. They all took it like the same daggone day. And I was like, don't worry about it. Let me get it taken care of. I called the one, I can't remember which carriers, but the one was like, they'll reverse it immediately, no problem. Like, they understood. The other 2 were like, well, we'll take it off auto draft. We got to send her a letter. She got to sign it. Then we'll refund her. I was like, Miss Ma'am, I will send you the money myself. I will deposit it because it's going to take 2 weeks for you to get your money. That was my fault. I will pay for that. I am not paying for your life insurance because that's illegal, but I will pay for my mess up. That's why I have insurance. That was my fault, because I was shopping and I didn't stop the other 2 from coming in. Right? And that's why now I write it on my sheet. I did it with Mutual. I did it with Aetna. Underwriting. And then if I get one approved, immediately I'm calling the next carrier like, you have policy number BU3, da-da-da-da. I need you to cancel that out. We were able to find her coverage with another carrier. And now they close it.
So that I can get this moving, because I want to move this, the one, because I did 2 IULs. The one I know he's gonna have to go with Aetna. The other one, when I called underwriting for move, they said that it would be just a final expense. They didn't qualify for the IUL, but I can move to the final expense and it should be okay. So I have to go through a whole new application, but I know they want it. It's just getting them back on the phone. So now I'm here a week, like.
Well, if they may even qualify for the Foresters IUL, because the underwriting is it's not as strict as Mutual. What is you got to find out why they were declined. Like, what was the situation that made them not qualify for the IUL with Mutual, and then you can see if they would qualify for Foresters. But nonetheless, if they're saying that they're interested, I'd ring that phone 6 times in a row. You already talked to them.
Yeah.
I would be blowing the phone up. I'm not calling you one time, leaving you a voicemail. Listen, it's been a week. I'm blowing your phone up.
The one guy already filled out the application. All I'm waiting him to do is sign it. And he texted me back and was like, I'm under the weather. I'll call you when I'm feeling better. So I don't know if he changed his mind or.
I would blow his phone up.
Okay.
It is a matter of you clicking a button, or how serious are you? Or I need to cancel it out, because we can't keep this in. We cannot keep them pending in the system that long. Anyway, like, I don't know what you think this is, but this is life insurance. It's a process. It needs to be completed or canceled.
Okay, so I'll put some heat on them today, and I'm gonna send them that text message like, I have to close this out if you're not serious about getting it.
No, just let him know that the company's going to close it out, and it will show negatively in your record. It's going to show negatively, right? Yeah. So, period. We got to stop being scared to get these people back on the phone. We already talked to them.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
sometimes we think we're bothering them. No, we're trying to help you, and we've already talked to you. Like the one lady that was down there in Indiana, I blew her phone up. And she answered. I said, I know you about to go off, but don't. I know you wanted me to call you back and you're not answering, so you must not have saved my phone number. She bust out laughing. I knew she was going to cuss me out because she a black lady and she was already real, you know, she had that energy when I talked to her the first time. And she said, girl, I was about to go. I said, I know, because I would have gone off if somebody called me 7 times in a row. That's why as soon as you answered, I was like, don't you go off on me. Says, Christine, I know you don't have my number saved. You're insurance lady. I was like, save my number right now, Insurance Chris. So when you see it, you answer. She's like, I'm doing it right now. You know what I mean? So even when we're blowing them up, understand that you got to be ready to, I know you about to go off on me. Please don't. But I need to close this out. I'm trying to make sure I get this done before the insurance company cancels it out. Because then there's nothing I can do.
Okay.
Right? So that's it. I can go ahead and I guess I can stop this.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty.
And
Hope y'all learned something from this little video, from this little recording.